Hey everyone, can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello? Let me turn them. All right, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. We'll just wait for everybody to filter in. Okay, cool. Thanks for coming out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so actually the purpose of the live is to go over this book, but based on the themes and all of that, we don't necessarily have to get directly into the book if you haven't read it yet. Hey, Trish. Hey, Man. But let me give you a brief rundown of what the book is about, and then we can go into the topics from there. And then just whatever you want to talk about at the same time. We're just freestyling. Hey, Owen. All right, so for those of you who don't know, sure. Let me know if that worked out. Okay, yeah, we got it. We got you, Man. Thank you. All right, so we were supposed to read the first 8 chapters, but it's wherever. And okay, so the coldest winter ever, we're introduced to Winter Santiago. Has anybody read the book? Let me know in the chat if you've read this book, The Coldest Winter Ever. All right, so cool. We'll do that too. Thank you. Something about beauty. All right, I did it. This is my first time having mods, so good looking out, guys. Years ago. It's a classic book, honestly. Jade is dragging Crystal over here. All right, so Winter Santiago, she's 15 years old from Brooklyn. She is the daughter of a high profile, I don't know if we can say that, dealer. She enjoys a lavish lifestyle filled with luxury, material possessions. But she has a lot of family issues, and obviously their family is deep into crime. Winter has a strong personality, and she loves status. She is like an all-around fly girl, and she navigates her relationships with friends and family, and she's portrayed as confident, assertive, but she has a tough exterior, but she is basically really vulnerable and needs a lot of attention and validation. So basically it breaks down based on her father's status. She comes from like a life of privilege, basically in terms of on a hood level, I guess you could say. And then they get caught up in all of the dad's criminal activities. The book basically emphasizes materialism, identity issues, and validation and belonging. And then Winter's always just like competing for her friend's attention, and she wants to be the top boss. And there's just a lot of issues between her friendships and social expectations. Cool? All right. Any questions? Let me know. We don't got to stick to the theme. We're just, hey, Crystal. Egyptian? I don't know. Who is the Egyptian? Man, go in like our comments and comment from that channel, so then we can just link up from there. Not Janae firing Crystal. Well, because I'm on my channel, but firing Crystal through my channel. I appreciate everyone. Courtney, I vote Canada. Thank you. I live in Canada. Let's not make assumptions. All right, let's do that. Hey, Owen. Chris, Courtney, you got to come on your best behavior or the mods will get you. I'm in Toronto. Where are you? Something about beauty. Sig Monkey, yes, I am live. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, mods. All right. Oh, you're in Hamilton. Nice. So, same province. I'm 10. Chill. Well, if you're 10, right about this time, you should be wrapping up for bed. Are you sure this is the place you want to be? Thank you, Wally Forever. Right, wrap it up. Go eat your dinner, bathe your skin, say your prayers, and go to sleep. Don't you have school in the morning? Thank you, Crystal. Okay, you're more than welcome to stay as long as you're on your best behavior. No problem. Thank you, Man Man. Man Man just dropping nicknames for everybody. Hey, I don't even know how to pronounce that, you know. Nustra? Is that how you say that? Familia? It's break. What break is it? Oh, it's a long weekend. I forgot. I'm going to go to bed. But tuck me in, Courtney. Tuck me in. Or you're 7. Let's not even. I spent a lot of time at Toronto General Hospital for my heart surgeries, and they truly saved me. Oh, wow. Wow. That's amazing. I don't know anything about your history, but wow. For all of your heart surgeries, that sounds deep. Are you better now or? And I know you, wow. Bye, Courtney. See you next time. I have Friday off and I have tomorrow off, but it's only 4 p.m. for me. Oh, wow. It's pretty early. Right? Get your milk and cookies together and leave me alone. I'm really sweet in real life. I really am. I cannot. Oh, you're on the West Coast. That's such a huge time difference. What's wrong with your little bro? Oh, wow, that's recent. Well, I'm so glad that you're healed and if you're not fully recovered, you're on the mend and things are on the up and up for you. Oh, and are you speaking to me? Oh, unplugging your charger. Well, if you have to dip out, then we know what's up. Anyway, so let me just scroll back up. It's kind of hard if you. Oh, you're talking about who's Janae. Janae's in the chat. Oh, and what are you talking about? You came from the other channel. Or did you not? Whose channel did I see you on earlier, Owen? That's good to hear something about beauty. You want to hear about the book? That's what I'm saying, Janae. Like, what? I saw Owen all up in somebody's chat. All right, let's get to the book then. Okay. So I can't read the book directly. If you ever want to read the book, we still have like a couple more chapters if before the end of the month, because this is the selection of the month. It is available to listen to on YouTube under a channel called CC Reads. So CICI Reads. So you don't even have to buy the book. She'll read the book aloud. All right. So discussion questions. You can answer this question. So, what are your first initial impressions of Winter Santiago? How does her character set the tone for the story? So, as I mentioned, Winter, he hit me with a book. As I mentioned with Winter, um, she basically lives like a ghetto fabulous lifestyle, and her family's deep in the situation. The coldest winter ever. Well, maybe that shows it backwards. I'm not sure. Nice. And then the visuals on Cece's channel are just beautiful. They're amazing. Can I? Oh, nobody. I can't write the. Somebody write the name of the book in the chat. It's by Sister Soldier. I can open my other thing. I don't know. All right. So. Okay, perfect. All right. So Winter, basically, I just said she lives like a ghetto fabulous lifestyle. Her family's deep in it, and she's the main character of this story. This book has a couple of series. There other books feature her siblings or other characters in the story. This book came out like so many years ago, and it just had a follow up. Like the sequel to it came out maybe about 2 years ago, so I haven't gotten into that yet. But in terms of this, Winter's the main character. At this point in time in the book, she is 16, but she acts way beyond her age, for sure. Yes, please. Like and subscribe. What happened, Owen? Like, not too much on me now. Like, truthfully, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert in real life. Hold on, don't read. I gotta do something. I can't read the book on YouTube. We're just gonna have a thorough discussion. So yeah, I'm an introvert in real life. So me doing this live is actually mad awkward. Let's be for real. It's awkward, but I'm not shy. I just, kind of have to warm up to people, places, and things. So once I get comfortable, I'm good. So I can while out in Janae's chat for sure. But work with me, people. I lost you at book. Oh, and you don't like to read? What's the name of the last book you read? Oh, and aren't you in school? I think Owen's young. Owen, do you even know what synopsis is? Okay, you should at least know what a synopsis is. Hey, Tanika. Thank you, Anthony. I saw everybody commenting about, but the picture is way too small. But I can't wait to see that. I don't want to read on the weekend. It's okay, Owen. You can just listen. That's fine. You have a 4.0 right now. Congratulations. Don't let me pressure you. Let me open up these questions again. Oh, I don't know anything about your page, Anthony. Drop it in the chat so I could check it out later. All right, back to Winter. So, It talks about how does Winter's relationship with her family influence her actions and decisions in these chapters. So that applies if you've read the book. Thank you, Tanika. Let's see. Let's try to switch up these questions a little bit. Because Homebody Trish is the only one who read the book, and that was a while ago. Yeah, her name's Winter. Winter Santiago. Or ask me something. I used to like reading until I was forced, and now I don't like it as much. We used to have reading levels. They didn't let me read what I wanted to because it was below. I hear that, Owen. I feel like once you pass high school or university, college, university, then you get to warm up to what you like, and then you just read books accordingly. What's the main topic of the book? The main topic of the book is honestly the overall main topic of the book is really about hustle culture and like maybe hood dynamics and survival and really coming of age. Mostly for Winter, it's about coming of age. Yeah, you definitely have to read up on the book, but it isn't anything foreign. I feel like this type of book is like the basis of a lot of the current content we consume. It's a pretty cool book. So the whole, I guess everybody missed that part, the background of it all. So this is a book that I started reading a while ago, maybe about 20 years ago. I was introduced to this book through a book club. At that time, like I was like in my late teens, and everybody was reading it. And everybody got through the book in like some people in 24 hours, some people like in a weekend. It's that good. It draws you in that much that you can't put it down. So because the plot, like everything is so juicy about it, like you want to know what happens next. And so with me coming onto YouTube and doing the whole book club thing, I felt like this would be a good, easy first read. And yeah. Also with Winter, I guess loosely, but her situation, her upbringing, I can relate to a lot. And so that's another reason why I have mad respect for this book. Yeah, Fly Girl was an Omar Tyree. Fly Girl was an that's I think that's who wrote it. Omar Tyree Fly Girl was another book that everybody read. Hey Queen, thank you. Don't forget to like the subscribe. Don't forget to like the live and subscribe to the channel. All right. Any more questions? I'm gonna pull something up for you. And even now, while we're here, like for those of you who are interested in a book club, drop some names of some books that you're interested in reading or that you've recently read to suggest. For the themes. Hey, Courtney. We missed you. Malcolm X book is deep. Atomic Habits is in my library. I read. Oh, I don't know that book. A Dog's Purpose. You cried? What is that book about? Forgiving What You Can't Forget. Is that the name of a book, Trish? That sounds interesting. All right. Question number 1. How does loyalty and betrayal influence a person's choices? Can strong family bonds lead to negative out? This is a good question for me too. Can strong family bonds lead to negative outcomes? Hey, Uncle Mike. Welcome to the live. Think and Grow Rich. See, Trish, you're on those are the books that are in my current library. This is a throwback. Cool. What was it you said again? Forgiving what you can't forget. What is that book about? Because some of these are fiction, some of these are nonfiction. Read The Nightingale. You got to tell me a little bit more about what these books are about. But the question is, how does family loyalty and betrayal influence a person's choices? Can strong family bonds lead to negative outcomes? I feel like the answer to that is pretty obvious too. That is very interesting, intriguing about a dog trying to find its purpose. The dog goes through a series of, oh wow, that's crazy. They sure can go negative, did with me and when I grew up and learned to forgive. Hey, Queen, hey, Crystal. What's it? Frozen River. You guys are dropping some good suggestions, some titles that I haven't seen before. Cider House Rules. And Courtney, are these books that you actually enjoyed? These are like, what's it called? Like high school book reads, or are they actually titles that you enjoy, like for your own reading pleasure? Restart. What's that about? So for me, my personal experience in terms of family loyalty and betrayal can absolutely influence somebody's choices. That's something I'm actually currently going through right now. Coincidentally, so you have President's Day tomorrow. We have Family Day. It's just like a random holiday that they made up, like honestly, like a couple years ago, I guess, so we could have a holiday that pairs together. We don't really have any holidays in February. So, anyways, they made it up. So it's Family Day. And yeah, most people don't know that I am estranged from my family. So basically, we don't have a tight bond. And I'm just working on balancing out my peace. And that's the reason for the distance, along with some other like history we don't need to into. And so over 2024, things got really deep, things got really sticky, and I had to draw a hard line and I had to create some firm boundaries. This one falls he loses where he was a bad kid before the accident. Now. Oh, that is cool. What's it called again? Restart. Oh, wow. All right. So, yeah, in terms of my family dynamic, I had to create some like strict boundaries, firm boundaries, because people were doing too much. And before, I was a lot more free spirited and open minded, but that situation shifted my outlook entirely. I tried to not lean more to the negative, and that's Uncle Mike. If you're still here, that's why I also related to what you were saying in that video, heavy too. I don't want it to change me as a person, but I definitely have to be more careful with how I give people access to me. Exactly. They force my hand because you guys experience me in this setting. I'm a very loving, I'm very giving, I'm a very understanding and supportive person. And so what did I say I was? I can be nice to a fault, right? So because people are willing to take advantage, but I am not that girl. Let me tell you something. I am not that girl. So I'll be nice until I'm not. Give me a reason not to, and I'll show out for you for sure. So there's always going to be a hard line, but people will play with you. And I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I'm not the two. And so it just people push your buttons and let's not say that. They F around and they find out. And I'm okay with that. It is what it is. It was a choice on their part, right? So every action has a reaction. And so I did what needed to be done, and people don't like that, and I don't care. So if you're watching, I don't care. um, and so, yeah, going forward, I had to make it official. Like, I basically had to cut everyone off. You saw my brother in the last video. He reached out to me. And so I'm not completely opposed, right? But I still have my boundaries. And my brother, that brother, so actually, this is the time for people to get a little, know a little bit more about me. I have a lot of siblings. On my mom's side, there's me, I'm the eldest child on my mom's side. And then I have my brother. And so I don't want to say typical black family, but if you know, you know. Me and my brother have the same dad. And then after him, I have two sisters, and they have the same dad. So that part of the family dynamic is sticky. And so my brother that you saw in the video, he's my only full sibling. So we have the same mom and the same dad. Okay. On my dad's side is a whole different ballgame. My brother overlaps. So there are, including myself, there are 8 siblings on my dad's side. For my dad, I am the second eldest. So I have one older brother. And so yeah, I try to work with them, so I'm not completely closed, but I maintain my boundaries for sure. So betrayal can definitely influence a person's choices. And strong family bonds can lead to negative outcomes. Because I put myself out there, especially being okay, I'm going to say too much, but especially actually, I am the eldest child of my family. So there's me, and then there's all of my brothers and sisters and my cousins. So with that, you kind of take on some type of like leadership role. And yeah, people chose to violate that. I was more than giving, and that's what happened. So that's that. Anybody else with anything to add? That kind of gets a little bit, in your business, but it is what it is. And for those who haven't experienced it, just take this down as a life lesson. I know you can, Uncle Mike, for sure. All right, let's talk about survival and resilience. So what does it mean to survive versus thrive? I dropped this in chat GPT, so I just made this up. I'm reading it for the first time myself. What does it mean to survive versus thrive? And then how do the characters demonstrate resilience in the face of adversity? So that doesn't apply. Hey, Andrew. And a lot of these themes, again, I said the book relates a lot to my life experiences. So I think that's also why these questions are in my business. But yeah, what does it mean to survive versus thrive? Anybody have a sense? Andrew, better late than never. Survive versus thrive. So when I think about that, yeah, that's a question that I often ask myself. Are you living or are you existing? When you're living a full life, you're living life to the fullest, where you are tapping into all of the things that life can offer. What did you do to him, man? So you're looking at all of the things that life can offer. And when you are, oh, but you're in survival mode. So when you're thriving, no, it should be the opposite. When you're thriving, you're doing the most to tap into everything you can get out of life to succeed and excel. When you're in survival mode, it's just the bare minimum. Okay, nice. Thanks for letting me know that, Wally Forever. Because then I would have probably been left on a cliffhanger. Yes, thanks, Queen. What do you think? Thanks for coming out something about beauty. I appreciate you. I'll see you. I'll catch you in the next live. Okay. All right, I lost my questions. Okay. How how does your environment shape you as a person? Does anybody have any like direct experiences with that? Okay, do whatever you can. Something about beauty. I appreciate it. Right. Quinn says, I think survive for me feels like mediocre, but to thrive is to live with purpose. That's so on point. You summed it up very nicely. Survival is really about the basics, but when you choose to thrive, you want more. You want more than the bare minimum. You want to go above and beyond. Yeah, survival, you think about basic needs, food, clothes, shelter. And for me, thriving doesn't necessarily mean living in excess, right? It doesn't mean that you have to do the most. It's just you want you want to maximize the experience of life itself. Why are they acting out? Are they hungry, man? Did you feed them? Because they're doing more, pulling out chargers and throwing stuff. Are they hungry? Make some nuggets or something. I mean, don't poison them, but make something. All right. Oh, can circumstances justify criminal behavior? Is criminal behavior ever justifiable? So, Trish, you were talking about access to food. Is it okay to, if you and your family are starving, do you think you should be given a pass if you had to steal food on your family's behalf if they needed to eat? And this can range from anything, right? But can circumstances justify criminal behavior? Man, put on Coco Melon. See, Anthony got the chicken nuggets on deck for the little ones. Not okay, but understandable. Because once you get into the book, and even from the very beginning, basically, like, they're living a life of lavish from the hood. Like, make it make sense, right? They did end up, like, elevating, but make it make sense. Like, you're participating in criminal activity just to live in the hood. So you're just doing it for, like, social status, and you're not living, it's not working towards the bare minimum. Right? Man needs to get his household in order. Like, did you get them candy? Like, what are they doing? You believe it's justifiable, however, it's still true. And you will be prosecuted, right? Because there's survival and then there's the law. So you gotta explain that if you get caught, like, can you justify your actions in court? But then court also is, well, let me not make excuses for negative behavior, but court is still innocent until proven guilty. They have to prove that you did it. This girl's left alone for years. She had Wally, you got some good books. Steal food, homes, and things. So do you think that's justifiable then, Wally, in terms of the character that you read about? Right, I forgot Anthony. I'm sorry. Thank you, Courtney. I wouldn't say justified by law, but understandable. Correct. Okay, let's move along because I don't want to get Anthony in trouble. Because I'm already saying things out of pocket. um this is pretty. What role does morality play in characters' decisions, or how do societal expectations clash with personal beliefs? What's an example of that? How do societal expectations clash with personal beliefs? I think I'm chapter 7 or 8 or 6 or 7. I did so much on the platform, like I did not get to chapter 8 like I said I would. Well, yes, because she was a little girl and she left notes telling the Holmes that she took some. Oh, that's cute. No, 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 innocent until proven guilty is not true. Why do you say that, Andrew? Why are you not innocent until proven guilty? Well, I can see, but tell me why. If so, oh, why take me to jail for being innocent if the police assumed I'm guilty until the judge says otherwise? Well, because you'd be a flight risk, no? If she went in the homes without permission, that absolutely, you're absolutely right, Anthony. You're absolutely right. And that's on the law. Hey, Rooted, famous. Welcome to the live. Famous, did you get a chance to read the book? Tickling you. Hey, twin. Mm-mm. And then even like because she's a kid, right? I think not that it would be excusable, but I don't think in terms of the eyes of the law they go as heavy. Again, the actions aren't justifiable. Like theft is theft, right? But when you do go to court and you are going through trial, those things are still considered, right? So it isn't, you can't completely dismiss that, Anthony. Oh, you're still listening to it. How far did you get? Honestly, Coco Melon. When in doubt, turn on Coco Melon. I'm saying that and I don't even encourage Coco Melon. It's all about Gracie's Corner. But I am so far past that stage. It does not apply to my lifestyle. True. But I haven't read that book, so I don't really know how deep it is. I'm just like, it depends on the time of night. But cookies, I don't know. Maybe goldfish, not necessarily cookies. Like the man, you're gonna get me in trouble. I can't say what I want to say. Okay, cool. That's still decent. So I'm just asking questions based on the general themes of the book. So if you can get with it, then you're more than welcome. And what time is it? We're gonna wrap this up in the next 10 minutes too, or so, because it was 7:11 we started. Hey, Kiss from Jay, welcome to the live. Uh, so yeah, the overall themes: family dynamics, survival and resilience, socioeconomic struggles, morality and ethics, identity and self-discovery, love and relationships, community and belonging, choices, consequences, gender roles, and redemption and forgiveness. So let's move on to love and relationships since we're fresh off Valentine's Day. In what ways do love and relationships complicate one's life choices? How can toxic relationships impact personal growth? When are you going live again? Me, I'll be going live probably next Saturday. So originally we're talking about going live on Sundays at this time because I feel like it's good because people wrapped up their weekend and whatever, they have more downtime. But the thing about Sundays, because last week they had the Super Bowl, I think this week something else is going on, and then in a couple weeks is like the Grammys or something, Sundays aren't realistic. I believe you, Queen. I don't love Coco Melon either. I do actually don't encourage Coco Melon. I really don't, because they don't even speak. Like, no, it's just Gracie's Corner for me. But I'm thinking about changing the time to Saturday evening. Saturday at 7. Jay's going live after this. So after we're done, we're going back over there. Well, get the nuggets and the cookies and all the things. Turn on Coco Melon and focus. Please and thanks. All right. Oh, you're going live at 7. Oh, I'm not going. I'm going next week at 7. Next week, Saturday at 7. But you're going live. Are you doing questions? 20 questions? Well, what was the question? I don't even remember. How can toxic relationships impact personal growth? Which I'm sure we all have some type of story, even if it's not like a partner, like a love relationship. We still have other relationships. Sometimes it's like siblings that impact our personal growth. So, how can toxic relationships impact personal growth? Just make sure they survive. Who are you going live with, Jay? Who are you interviewing? Oh gosh, Anthony. Okay, let me think about my personal experience though. How can toxic relationships impact personal growth? It kind of goes back to the same question for me, the first question anyway. So, um, or we can talk overall. So, yeah, without going into people's business and they come back and I don't want to create any problems, more problems than I already have. Uh, so I think that for me, what I'm thinking about is like people spending too much time, committing too much time to people. Toxic relationships can impact personal growth by realizing the traits in future relationships when you see them happening. What do you mean? Real traits in future relationships. You mean like cutting people off early? You won't be the best version of yourself if you're not in a positive relationship. Exactly. Toxic relationships can't thrive. It's rooted in toxicity. What? Man, what is going on? Saturday at 6:22. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm not gonna make any commitments to a time right now. I'll just put it out there and then we'll go from there. Jay, did you say? Oh, Sonoja. Oh, I cannot miss that one. That's my cousin. Not in real life. That's what she calls her community cousins. Sonoja, Janae, all things Sonoja. So I got to tune into that interview for sure. So yeah, I feel like for me, I spent too much time trying to figure that out in terms of toxic relationship dynamics, and essentially you waste your time. So when you waste your time, your growth is, oh yeah, Trish, you know too. I've seen Trish in her lives. Um, when you commit too much of your time to people or they waste your time and you stunt your growth because of that. Yes, I understand now, Andrew. The similarities between the two toxic people. So, stop. Absolutely, because like I said, then you end up just wasting each other's time. Or like it could get so much worse from there. So I definitely agree that it affects your personal growth. They begging not to go. They need a timeout though. They definitely need a timeout. Okay, nice, Queen. Man, you need to make sure that when the parents return, you return them as you receive them, please. All right. This is a good question for this. How does the sense of belonging to a community influence individual actions and beliefs? What happens when someone feels alienated from their community? Exactly. Man up. Yeah, let's not. I don't need to overlap the lives, so I'll figure it out. Man is killing me. What did I say? I keep forgetting my own questions. I'm telling you, Queen, we really do need the team meeting. Hey, the J Ashley. Thanks for coming out. I want to introduce you to my tribe, the J Ashley. I need you to plug discuss this. So everybody welcome the J Ashley to the chat. We go way back. That's like my little sis. And she is gonna get her channel on and popping for 2025. So I need you to plug into the set. Queen was just saying we need a team meeting, and I think we do. All right. What was my question? Because I still not forgetting. Okay, how does the sense of belonging to a community influence actions and beliefs? And we can apply that to this setting as well, right? As we are all like meeting each other and growing and supporting each other's channels and all of that, right? I think it's just essentially that is um yeah, building a sense of belonging and feeling connected to others. It helps you to feel when people pour into you, you feel a lot more empowered. And when you have questions, you have people that you can tap into. I think that's just the beauty of community, whether it's online or in person. Sometimes it's at work. It's just having a sense of connection and not feeling like you don't have resources, right? Because it's not necessarily about feeling, for me anyway, it's not necessarily about feeling lonely. There's a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Yes, thank you, everyone. Like the live. Don't forget to subscribe. Good looking out, Trish. Jade? Who, who is Jade? Who do you mean? Oh, we got a couple minutes. Nope, nobody has any questions? Um, what happens when someone feels alienated from their community? Um, I'm a little bit different, so I'm gonna have maybe a different response to that. Uh, Even though that's kind of what I'm currently experiencing, but it was by choice. Um, for me, I feel lighter because I took the time away to be in solace, right? I feel I feel at peace. Like I found my peace. So for other people, they might experience alienation in the negative. Well, it is like has a negative connotation, but other people might experience it in the negative where they feel a sense of disconnect and they feel like they're missing something. I don't necessarily share that experience. And then, well, how do our choices define us? What consequences can arise from seemingly insignificant decisions? That's pretty obvious. Um, we can take like ASAP for an example. I don't know what direction of that court case is going in, but like the fact that you have to go through that is already telling. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to the live. Thank you for showing love and support and being active in the chat. I appreciate it. I'm just warming up. Like, this is not my element, but I'm doing my best. Believe it or not, like, I work with people, I work in front of people, I'm a facilitator, I present, I do all of those things, but this is like impromptu, and you don't know who's in the chat or who's in the live. You just, I'm working. What you been? Who's drinking? Not Anthony drinking on the job. Oh, I have a few drinks. Did you leave the hospital yet, Anthony? Thank you, Trish. Thank you. And most of these people like came from Janae's live, and we were kikiing up until late last night, so that also helps. Anthony, did you leave the hospital? Or maybe I should ask that either. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, this is the last question, and literally the last question. In terms of redemption and forgiveness, is true redemption possible after wrongdoings? What role does forgiveness play in personal growth and relationships? So, how quick are you to forgive? And then, if you forgive, do you forget? Andrew, I said, I think that's why he's not responding. Abort, abort, abort. Oh my goodness. Is true redemption possible after wrongdoings? What role does forgiveness play in personal growth and relationships? With lots of time and trust. Lots of time. Trust building. Okay, that's fair. It takes a few days for me to forgive, but I don't forget. Days? That's great. That is very honorable, Wally Forever. Days to forgive? Like, I guess people be doing too much on my end because it depends on what happened. Jay says, I forgive, never forget. True. Very true. We can have a meeting tonight. Plug it in set it on your thing. Schedule it, Queen, and then we can tap in just for a brief team meeting. Never ever forget. I forgive quick for petty stuff, but it's serious. It's a wrap. But if serious, it's a wrap. I'll forgive and move on. Move on in what sense? Like never talk to the person ever again, or like put your differences aside. Hey Arsh, I'm good. How are you? The J. Ashley will forgive, takes time, and prayers will never forget, though. Okay, Anthony, do your thing. Live your best new dad life. Depends on the situation. Man. It's bedtime. I'm going to have to catch Janae's live. Yeah, you got to come out to Janae's lives, for sure. It's live in Janae's lives. Yes, forgive fast, typically within the hour. However, I don't forget. I forgive because I always remember it's more for my own health and not so much for the other person holding on that negativity will cause health. Exactly. It poisons you. So I guess I'm somewhere in between. I'm an overthinker, so I would think about that all day. So maybe that's why it's easier for you to process quickly. Janae said, I ain't forgiving nothing. I'm going to get back. Go feel me on my mama's kids at that. I actually believe you. I high-key believe you, Janae. I feel like it depends on the situation and the circumstances. I feel like my heart is very forgiving. Sure. I feel like my heart is very forgiving. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to mess with you ever again. Like I say that like I can love a person and never speak to you ever again and be completely okay with that. and it depends on the extent of your doings. But like for me, I give so much grace that once you cross it, it's over. It's over and out. Yeah, it absolutely depends on the situation. So I don't like to carry or harbor hate in my heart for anyone. I don't really hate people like that. Like, again, I guess because of what you said, famous, I don't really take it on like that, because like I kind of push the energy back on the other person, because I don't even walk in the door with that type of stuff. So I'm just going to put it back on you. But yeah, it depends on the situation. But yeah, forgive, never forget, and just move accordingly. That's what I say. Because like I honestly, I always say, like, once, like, I am I have a limit. I can be nice to a fault, but I have a limit, and once you cross it, like, you earned it. You earned it. Whatever my wrath is, you earned it. That's how I feel. Laughter is good for the soul. Uh, did you say they're biting me? Man. I'm censoring myself at this point. Just because I forgive doesn't mean you will still be in my life, in my space, my energy, my surroundings. Exactly. I have to protect my energy first and foremost. And that's just across the board. Like, I don't really have patience for the foolishness anymore. Like, I am a woman of a certain age, and it's just, I'm not interested. I don't care. Like, that's not my problem. Like, I can't tell you how many times a day I sing that song. That's just not my problem. I do not care. I don't own it. It's not my business. It's not my problem. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna wrap this up. It's 8:08. 8:11 makes an hour. I feel like I've made a great introverted effort. So again, thank you everyone for coming out. Bye, Wally. I'll see you in the live in a little bit. So for everyone who's watching, we're heading back to Janae's live right after this. Thank you everyone for coming out and being active in the chat and allow me to do my thing. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you. Man, what is this? Are they typing now? What is this, man? Thank you, Jay. 8:30. All right, okay, we got a little bit of time. Man, throw the nuggets in the oven, get the snacks, get to bed, all of that. Thanks for coming out to Jay Ashley. Thank you, famous. Everybody else see you in Janae's live anyway. All right, so that's it. Over and out.